This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We begin with a live look downtown. It's been much more of a comfortable day in the region, and there are clear skies ahead this weekend. That's some good news. Good evening. I'm Diamond Palmer. Brent Solomon has the night off. The time now is 5 p.m. And let's get right over to meteorologist Gary Frank with a look at your weather impact forecast and just how long these comfortable summer days will be sticking with us.
I think pretty close to normal tomorrow. We're going to be a little warmer than we were today, but still very pleasant. Not all that humid, and as long as the breeze is moving, that's okay, and we can use a couple of days in a row of drying out ahead of our next rain chance. Clouds have started to build a little bit, but that particular flag not moving as well, and that's kind of indicative as well at the airport. It's 85, a little below average right now. Our dew point at 61, so those numbers were in the 70s when it was, let's call it unbearable, just a few days ago for about a 3 to 4 day stretch in a row. Temperature-wise, then 90 degrees in St. Charles. So other few spots, that's always a little warmer, but you can see where we have rain in central Nebraska. And as I put this into motion, that is what's going to eventually die as it heads our way tomorrow. And I'll show you what it may look like. I don't think we really get any rain, even as we look up a couple of pop-up showers and storms right across Highway 36 between Chillicothe and Moberly. That's not going to get here. And into this evening, it's pretty quiet. What we can expect the next few days, it will heat up a little bit tomorrow. But we are going to see impacts from Beryl, and that includes some more rain, but it's not too hot as well. We'll talk about the track for Beryl, how that impacts us, and which areas are most likely to get over an inch of rain.
Thank you so much, Gary. And it's been a violent 4th of July weekend across St. Louis City and County. Multiple shootings unfolded just hours after Independence Day festivities wrapped up. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay sat down with one local advocate who says the violence feels like it's never ending.
It's a tragedy when these types of things happen day after day, you know, whether it's a celebration or not, and there's no type of recourse taken to try to curb the violence.
A day that's supposed to be filled with celebrations quickly turned into a night filled with violence in downtown St. Louis. Just before midnight on July 4th, police say 7 people were shot, including a 13-year-old near City Garden.
I'm sure they didn't go there with that intended to occur, but they're kids and they can't always work things out like adults should be able to do. And so we get this in the end.
Just 20 minutes north of downtown, gunfire accompanied the sounds of fireworks in Spanish Lake, killing 1 person and injuring 5 others. Less than an hour before that, another man was shot and killed at a separate North County fireworks show in Glasgow Village.
We got to get our elected officials involved. We as community people have to get out here and get involved.
That's exactly what Sharon Williams and the local chapter of Moms Demand Action is focused on right now. Going from door to door, calling on people to reach out to their elected officials and reminding them to get out and vote next month.
Let our legislators know here that we expect the changes. We expect the laws to change. We want them to put forth an effort to produce laws that are going to help us here.
Laws focus on gun control, an issue plaguing downtown. St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department posted this picture on X, saying around 4:30 Saturday morning, officers had to break up a group of juveniles and arrested some young adults on 8th and Chestnut after they were blocking traffic and waving guns.
When there's no accountability and no supervision, then things can get out of control.
That's why Williams is asking her community to step up.
My plea for people is to get out, do what you can do.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
And the next Moms Demand Action meeting in St. Louis City is on Saturday, July 20th. The group is partnering with the Crime Victim Center to hold a support group for people dealing with trauma from gun violence. You can text 644-33 for more information. And Kirkwood police tell us a person is in the hospital after being hit by a train last night. It happened around 10 p.m. on Friday near Big Bend and Geyer. Police say the person was lying next to the tracks at the time they were hit, and they were taken then to the hospital with serious injuries. The train crew was not injured. And right now, Interstate 55 is still closed in the Metro East following a 2-car crash this morning. It happened just before 10:30 in the northbound lanes near Black Lane. Illinois State Police say a truck rear-ended a car, causing both vehicles to crash. The car driver and 2 passengers were taken to the hospital with injuries, some said to be serious. The person in the truck was not hurt. The highway is shut down as the investigation continues. And 107 years ago, our area experienced some of the worst racial rioting the country has ever seen, the East St. Louis Massacre. Today, a group is remembering the hundreds of lives lost and the tragedy. But as some tell 5 on Your Side's Travis Cummings, it's a stain that still stands.
What do we want? Justice!
A march with a familiar message. Leading the line to bring light to both historical and what he feels are more recent injustices in East St. Louis on Saturday is native J.D. Dixon.
When I walk down the streets of East St. Louis and I see the buildup of illegal dumping sites, debris, furniture, burnt down buildings, just the state of our city, it impacts me on a very personal level.
Dixon's organization and others are marching arm in arm for the then and now.
To honor the lives lost in the 1917 East St. Louis race massacre, where hundreds, if not even thousands of black Americans were murdered and killed by a racist white mob that came down and destroyed East St. Louis.
For several days, the city was disrupted by drive-by shootings, beatings, and arson targeting the African American community. A handful of white people and hundreds of African Americans died, and nearly $500,000 in property damage.
This is about systems. These are inequitable systems and outdated systems.
Stephanie Taylor, leading reparation work on a state level, is still fired up from Juneteenth.
So I am here to stand and say historical disparities, economic disparities is something that's on the table here in the state of Illinois.
He just wants the sunscreen.
Christian Winters and his family are here for the United Front.
Racism is a tool used to divide the working class. And when the working class is divided, it's much harder to fight for better working conditions, better wages, better housing.
These citizens are fighting to erase fear and increase financial freedom.
In order to bring change, we have to elevate those voices to be the change.
Travis Cummings, 5 on Your Side.
The African Descent Citizens Reparations Commission will meet at New Life Community Church on August 10th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. They are asking citizens to come together to understand the historical significance of inequities in our area. And he's not backing down. Coming up, President Joe Biden explains his poor debate performance.